Now, back to PTR Radio.
Spectacular group of men. You go find them, you throw your arms around them, you give them a big kiss on the mouth.
This is PTR Radio.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. One of these days, I would like this to remember in my Facebook login. Just one. Just one. So that then I can have Mike's toy up when the show starts and not have to constantly re-enter my password. That would just be a bonus, really, for me. Is if it would just do it. Do it!
Do it now. Get to the chopper.
Do it like you mean it. Or just completely freak out again. But, folks, if you haven't listened to PTR Radio before, this should be, this is normal.
That's how we usually start.
Yeah, this is usually the only difference is normally you see my ass because I'm messing with wires underneath the desk. This is slightly different in that you actually get to see me and I'm just clicking stuff. But in general, we always start with a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we've got a problem, then we can fix it. Yes, we can. Especially now that we have Mike the 8-Man. So, you can get in touch with the show at PTR Radio on Twitter or Facebook. Just chime in on our social media post. One of these days we'll be able to listen to that if life starts getting better. But then Facebook land, maybe not. Colin, you might want to check to see if we're even broadcasting on Facebook.
No, we are.
Okay.
It did pop up as, PTR Radio's gone live.
Well, that's good. Right now, get in touch with us. Tweet us at ptrradio.com.
Yeah. Hopefully it sounds good because I heard our background music start.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it does. It's a feature. I put it in there. As I work for Microsoft now, we only put in features. No bugs. No bugs. Speaking a little bit about technology, because that's what we actually started off many, many years ago, talking about more technology than anything else.
Yeah.
Today we talk more about TV and movies than anything else. But, you guys heard iPad OS is out now. iPads have an operating system.
Yeah.
Which is supposed to be more Mac-like. And it's supposed to make your iPad more like a computer.
Now,
haven't they been saying for years it is?
Well, here's the they've been saying that it would replace a computer, but then Microsoft came along and really took that to the next level by saying it would replace the laptop. Blah, blah, okay, but I remember when the iPhone first came out, and the iPhone, of course, predates the iPad.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing with the iPhone was that it was running the same operating system as the Mac.
Yes.
iOS.
Yes.
So now, right. So now you have iPad OS.
Yep.
My question because you guys are more techie behind the scenes than I am. I like technology, but I don't know code. I don't know programming. I don't know any of that. So I am
Colin even more techie than me.
So I'm like the average Joe listener here.
Yeah, you're who the i stuff was meant for. So
is the iPad OS really just like, TouchWiz or Sense UI or, basically like Apple's overlay on iOS to make it better suit the iPad? You know how Android, each manufacturer has their own little...
Right, so you're saying is it a skin, basically?
Basically. That's what I'm...
It's New Coke.
Ooh, New Coke didn't do so well.
New Coke's back.
Oh, yeah. You know why?
Yeah. I'm saying it, but it's still basically the same thing.
So, yeah, Facebook doesn't seem to like our comment stuff. But I actually heard a great review. We've read to turn the air conditioner off too. I actually heard a great review, and of course it was talking about all the new stuff that came with the iPad, and you know, he was balancing it against, you know, a regular laptop, and he goes, okay, but at the end, we have to talk about this. You have to stop comparing the iPad, even the iPad Pro with iOS, to a laptop, because, Mike, I think you said it, Apple says this is like a computer, and in years past they've said this will replace your computer. They never said this is a computer or will work like a computer. They are saying in their Appleness that the computer is wrong. The computer design doesn't work for that form factor. I'll put it in there for that form factor. And that their vision is correct for how that platform should be used. And that we're all doing it wrong when we're trying to use a PC the way that we are, because we're power users. We use things differently than what Joe Schmo does. And you have to admit that to a certain degree, a lay person who isn't a power user might be perfectly happy with an internet machine whose job is to look at cat videos on YouTube and browse the web and check email and play some silly games and to play, you know, Golf Clash. You know, that's and maybe write a letter.
And by the same logic, you could say maybe most people don't actually need a kitchen in their house.
Right. Hey,
maybe
there's a lot of single people that don't need a kitchen because they eat out all the time.
Yeah, maybe they can get all of their nutritional sustenance from McDonald's.
Yeah. Hey, worked.
And actually, there was a movie that proved that you could do that.
Yeah.
And die, but okay. So then the question is, what makes this better than a Chromebook?
Well,
that's the bigger
different.
problem.
It's different. It's not the same. It's not aimed at the same person.
What do you mean it's not? A Chromebook is
a Chromebook
for people that just need to get on the web. And guess what? Chromebooks have a keyboard.
Well,
that is included.
I understand that, but you know, here. Let me tell you how different Apple thinks this is.
So what, Apple? Oh well, you can't run iTunes on a Chromebook. You can't run iTunes on a Mac anymore. They're getting rid of it.
Yes.
So Apple heard from their fans that they needed mouse support on an iPad. Now, have you heard how they implemented it?
No.
Okay, they implemented it as an accessibility feature. You know, people with limited mobility, like those with, you know, movement issues with their hands. Apple didn't build it for people to actually use the mouse. And you know that because when you hook up a mouse, you have to go into accessibility features to turn it on, to bind your Bluetooth mouse. And when you're in a browser window with the mouse, the scroll button doesn't scroll. And right click doesn't ever bring up a context menu.
That makes sense because at Macs don't have right clicks.
But they do have context menus because you can long pause on something. You can button, copy and paste. I at least want it to copy paste.
Yeah.
You know? So Apple doesn't look at a mouse as a mouse to be used. Apple looks at a mouse as this is something for someone that has an accessibility issue.
Or somebody who can't afford the Apple Pencil.
Well, and yes, that too. Because I'll tell you what, the mouse cursor on the screen is about the size of a dime.
And I love the fact that we're talking about this, although I kind of wish we were talking about it later because it ties into one of our movie reviews.
Yes, it will come into our movie review, yes.
Yeah.
See, my thing is hearing about this, I'm like, I've had this now for several years. And
which is a
It's a
Microsoft Surface.
This is a several-year-old one now. I think this is a 4 or 3. Anyway, it still works. It has a working.
Well, it can't be a 3 because they just announced the 3s are going to come out. I think either the 3s or the 4s were going to come out.
The 6s are the current ones.
Oh, okay. I had somebody telling me that the 3s were just coming out.
Maybe. It's
well, wait. Are you talking about Pro or are you talking about otherwise?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry.
There's
I didn't
the book.
mean to
There's the laptop. This is the Pro.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it's a tablet. It's a touchscreen. It has a keyboard. It has a touchpad. It has everything. And Microsoft's been doing this for years. And now Apple really has not come up with anything new.
But
ever since they left Steve Jobs.
Does it have a headphone jack?
Yes.
Yes, it does. I can see it from here.
That is important. People don't realize, man. I'm looking for my next possible phone, and if it don't have a headphone jack, I'm out.
Yeah, I have.
I am done. My phone is the backup to my backup if I'm ever out DJing and something happens that I need to play music quick, or somebody requests something that. Yeah.
And you can't have a dongle with you.
I mean, dongles.
If you're I need a backup situation. The backup situation is, where is that little piece of cord that costs $20 and lets my phone use a headphone jack?
Exactly.
Yeah. You're not thinking straight if you're in a backup situation. I can tell you that right now.
I've toyed with the idea of putting a Bluetooth receiver dedicated on one of the channels on my mixer, but then I got to worry: is that charged? Am I paired?
Yeah. And
I
got lag.
Need a headphone jack.
Yeah, and you got lag when you're dealing with Bluetooth too, and you don't actually get the best quality radio out of it. There's nothing like a good old 8-inch.
Listen, 9 times out of 10, if I'm going to the phone to play something that somebody requested that I don't have, is crap, and I'm playing it off of YouTube.
Hey, sometimes you got to find wobble wherever wobble may be.
Somebody asked me to play a Cardi B song. My phone pops up a big hell no message.
Yeah, I understand that.
Now, until Weird Al makes a parody of a Cardi B song.
Oh,
you want to hear Cardi B? This is as close as you're getting.
Yeah, but with this whole thing though, of Apple and the browser is really becoming the most important thing. And
it is. It's becoming central to everything.
Yeah,
I mean, really.
And it's because it has come so far in the last 10 years. I remember when if you had too much stuff on a web browser, it would crash immediately.
Yeah, now that only happens in Chrome. And that's because you don't have more than 64 gigs of RAM. I mean,
But no, I don't have Chrome crash on me that often nowadays. There's no longer don't look at it wrong.
It's a huge memory hog, though, you have to admit.
No. Do you know why? Chrome doesn't crash on you? Because they figured out that if it crashes, they don't get to gather any kind of data.
That is why
they can't mine you.
I'm actually really looking forward to using Microsoft Edge in the future.
Yeah, the new Edge. Has anybody test drove that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I haven't, but I know somebody else who has, and they said they were really impressed with it. And according to some of the trades, the speed on it's pretty darn good. Better than Chrome, better than Firefox. They said the only problem right now is the Chromium engine isn't compatible with the most popular Chrome add-ons yet.
Yeah, they have to make sure that they have that all the add-ons recognize it as being Chrome. Yeah,
so things like uBlock or NoScript or things like that, those aren't ready yet. But I mean, I'm a Firefox person for the most part at home. I'm a Chrome person at work. And what I'll tell you what, the only thing that scares me about the new Edge browser is that they are going to include in it a IE compatibility mode.
Yeah, I'm really for work. I am so looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it for work, but I am scared that is going to tank the entire project.
I'm not sure how it could tank it.
Well, because you got this piece of okay.
The question is,
you got a pristine white leather interior.
Right. What triggers IE though? That's what I haven't seen that yet.
I think it's going to have to be
white leather interior. Who are you, Kanye West?
Yes. Let's say you're Kanye West, and you have this pristine white leather interior.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then someone says, "Oh, by the way, you're a dog feces delivery person."
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's my analogy for the new version of Edge. Okay,
So here's the problem I'm running into. Okay, I have a brand new application I have just released. Only works in Chrome. I mean, does not work in Internet Explorer.
yeah,
It is replacing piece by piece an existing application that only works in Internet Explorer.
yeah, I know. The state's so screwed up.
Well, it's because it uses Silverlight.
Yeah,
So I'm sitting there going, okay, when you use this half of the application, you have to use Internet Explorer. But then when you go to the newer, better part, you have to use Chrome.
yeah.
And neither browser, but see, with the new Edge browser, we could do both. Well,
You really want me to blow your mind?
Yeah,
Look,
go ahead.
I got an application at work that I still have to use Netscape for, so I don't want to hear shit.
Really?
Listen.
How do you even get it? Did they
Pirate Bay,
download?
baby.
Okay. I got one I still got to use links for. I don't know what you're talking about.
So all right, listen. At the very least, okay,
Yeah.
we can admit that Apple has its own issues right now.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Let's talk about Samsung here,
Yeah.
bringing us back to the white sheet.
Samsung.
Yeah.
I have long had issue with Samsung as a company. They make great products. I love their phones. Their
Love
TV video quality is impeccable.
refrigerators work good.
Yeah, their appliances are okay, getting better. You know, washing machines, I don't trust them, but that's besides the point. But they pretty much they are what I consider to be the gold standard when it comes to smart televisions.
Yeah. Well, you
Right?
would think. You would think.
But their TVs are not so damn smart.
Yeah,
Because apparently
Yeah.
you have to manually scan them for malware.
yeah, according to Samsung Support USA, scanning your computer for malware viruses is important to keep it running smoothly. This is also true for your QLED TV if it's connected to Wi-Fi. Prevent malicious software attacks on your TV by scanning for viruses on your TV every few weeks. Here's how. How dumb is your smart TV if it can't run a virus checker every week? I mean, all it is embedded Android, for Christ's sakes.
Now,
Just cron job it.
here's the funny part about this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who was one of the sponsors of this, the publication of this issue, or the exploitation of this issue?
Korea.
Symantec?
John McAfee.
I was about to say
That's
McAfee.
McAfee. Oh.
You had to be McAfee. Is McAfee what's running on their TV? Because if so, the TV is going to die.
Well,
It's
it's
just
not-
going to slowly get slower
Yeah,
and
slowly
slower
gets-
and slower
exactly,
and slower
yeah,
and
yeah.
slower. And soon it's going to be like everybody's running slow-mo in Baywatch.
And there's going to be applications. Other people say, "Hey, is that application great?" And you're like, "Oh, it doesn't. It crashes on my machine." And then you find out, "Oh, it's because McAfee crashes it."
Yeah.
McAfee Application Crasher should be the name of their application.
Yeah. You know, it's my Roku updates itself automatically. You know, it checks for updates. My Fire Stick checks for updates. You know, all my other smart devices, my phone checks for updates.
My phone and my tablet. I was going to say,
Yeah.
my phone and my tablet are Samsung devices. They update themselves. My tablet pisses me off that it updates itself because I don't use it that often. So I'll turn it on thinking, oh, I'll use this to watch a video while I'm out there grilling. And then 30 minutes later, I'm done grilling and I'm finally able to watch the video because every app I have on here had to update.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, like my phone will go, "Hey, security update's ready to install. Do you want to continue or do it later?" Yes.
If your TV has been hacked, then the virus scanner in the TV has been hacked. So what's the good of going and running the virus scanner on the TV? It's just going to say, everything's good in here with all of us all of us good TV stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
It's just
You're looking really good today, by the way.
Glorious Leader says hello. I mean, that's what it would say. I mean, you know, I've seen the scripts. I know what it says. The Glorious Leader says, "You will watch what we tell you to watch." American Pig. You know, I don't know. It's just a bit bizarre that a smart TV can't do something so simple.
Yeah, and I really don't want a smart TV.
I don't either. I like, you know, it's like in the 80s, right? In the 80s, you could get the stereo that has everything together. It's got the cassette deck, it's got the FM tuner, it's got the DVD changer, and it's got the speakers built in. And then one piece breaks, and you're screwed.
Yeah, well,
it's all a piece of junk. Or you could do what they've been doing since the 50s, and I buy my DVD player, I buy my tuner, I buy my cassette deck, I buy my this, and then they just all plug into the tuner or the amplifier, and hey, one piece goes out. I just fix that or throw that away, and I just get that piece again.
Okay, here's the difference, all right? The problem with this analogy is that it costs them more to make a non-smart TV. I don't know how this works, but
we've had that story. Yeah,
we talked about that.
Yeah, they're getting kickbacks. They're getting kickbacks for all the stuff like Netflix and all that stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
But I'd be willing to pay more for a good TV with all the extra crap.
Yeah, exactly. I would be too. I'd be willing to pay an extra $20 to not have some of that garbage on there, and just to make it easier.
Because I'm just going to plug my media computer into it, and then I can do anything in the world.
Yeah.
You can think of to do it for television. I could do it with my PC.
In the world.
All right, so here, make me a 60-inch 4K monitor.
Mm-hmm. And they do exist.
Really, that's what you need. Why? Yeah, but why does a 60-inch computer monitor cost 15, 20 times more than a 60-inch 4K TV? Don't tell me subsidies, because it ain't that much.
Yeah. So a 60-inch, so a 54-inch, 54.5-inch. Oh no, 65-inch. Here we go. 65-inch Samsung 4K UHD 2160p. Oh, it's got touchscreen, so I don't know how much that adds to it. But that's $2,800. Here we go. Digital signage, Mike. 55 inches, 1080p. Who needs more than that, really? But it's got good nits, 350 nits. 854.
The fuck is a nit?
I don't know. Who knows? 75-inch commercial 4K UHD TV, $2,000. $2,000. It doesn't say nothing about being smart. It says I'm dumb as whatever. 60-inch Pro LCD display, $1,000.
Well, see, that's just it. Like, I'm thinking about it. Like, if you go to like Buffalo Wild Wings, right, or Hooters or any sports bar, they don't have a billion smart TVs on the wall.
No. Well, most of the time they get the cheapest crap Walmart specials.
Yeah.
Because you're at such a distance, who the hell cares if it's a 720p? And they're still running, at least around here, they're still running projectors for a couple of theirs.
Yep.
And the projectors, honestly, are quite crap.
Yeah.
But because they're betting on that you don't really care. You're just amazed by all it's quantity over quality. They just want, I'd rather have 10 $300 displays than $1,000 displays.
I've never gone to any of those places to watch the TVs anyway.
I
just want some wings.
I only do for trivia. I don't care about the sports, but I do watch the trivia when I'm there.
If I'm going to watch sports, it's going to be at home on my TV with my speaker system.
All right, so speaking of this, it's now 7:30, so let's go ahead and let's start up the game. So this is the category game. We play this every once in a while. This is easy.
Do we need to keep score here? Or?
You don't need to keep score. I don't think so. This is just a fun game. So what it is I give a category, and this is going to be music edition. So I will give a category, and you have to name a band. First one, we'll start with band. Okay? Band name.
By you mean Mike. We'll need to know.
I think you can do some of these. All right, we'll just keep going around because there's no, there's wrong answers, okay, but there's no like list of right answers here. So, like I could say so I'll say bands named after a fruit or vegetable. Or bands named after a food. We'll just go that way.
Bands named after food.
Okay, bands or singers, Mike, start it off.
Corn.
Meatloaf.
Peach is an herb.
Cranberries.
Meatloaf was all I had.
You could go like Indian and go Beatles. I'm kind of out of it too, so I think Mike kind of wins this one because I'm stumped on that one. All right,
Thank God, because I didn't have any more.
okay, so let's go.
Wait.
Okay.
Cream.
Oh, okay. Cream. That is a good one. All right. So now let's go movie titles with a color in it. All right, and we'll go Colin first.
Blues Brothers.
Mike.
Red.
Purple Rain.
Oh, there's movie Red. Sorry. Where the Red Fern Grows.
Red 2.
A Clockwork Orange.
Oh, nice. Well, if you can go with that, then I'm going to go with James and the Giant Peach.
Okay. You could have used that one for the last one.
No, because that was...
Oh,
no,
we were
that's a
fans.
movie.
Yeah. So, all right, Mike.
The Hunt for Red October.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, that works, though. Let's see here. Oh. God, I really want to use that one, but I don't think that would work. I want to say Jesus in the Technicolor raincoat, but I don't think Technicolor is a color.
We'll take it.
We'll take it. Blues Brothers 2000.
Sequels. What a cop-out. All right, Mike, you're up.
Red Sonja.
Ultraviolet.
I know what I'm looking for, but... dang it, the Swayze.
Roadhouse is not a color.
No.
I know where he's going.
Yeah.
He's going down my path, that son of a bitch.
Ghost is not a color.
Subject of a bad remake.
Dirty Dancing is not a color.
So we get stuck on that one. I can't think of it.
Wolverines!
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we'll give you Red Dawn.
Okay, Red Dawn.
Yeah. All right, Mike, you're up.
And Mike could have the Red Dawn sequel.
Yeah.
There was not a sequel to Red Dawn. It was a remake. We won't count that. The color purple.
Okay, good one. Surprised it took us that long. I'm going with Green Lantern.
Because you're the only person in the world that liked that movie.
I know.
See, there's some other Marvel ones, but they haven't come up yet, so I can't use them. Yellow Submarine.
Okay. I was trying to think of that earlier.
Mama Blair wrote in Pinky and the Brain, but that is a TV show, not a movie. Oh, crap. I had one, and then I read her comment, and then it just...
Her comment gave me one, so I'm good.
Pink Cadillac? Was that a...
That's
was a
one.
movie, wasn't it?
That's one.
Okay.
I'm also thinking... Oh, God darn it. That's called the Flamingo Kid, not the Pink Flamingo Kid. Fine, I can go with the Pink Panther. Strikes again.
Okay, we can spend all day doing Pink Panther movies.
I thought there was only one. Honestly, I thought there was only one. I thought that was it.
Well, we could probably...
There's the Pink Panther, which is the first one.
Okay. I thought they just jumped right into it like Leonard Part 6, you know?
No. There's many Pink Panther movies. I mean, we could literally just do Pink Panther movies. That could be a category. I'm stuck with Pink Panther in my head.
This is a good category, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one. I got my next
Well,
one.
I have one. It's just
Okay,
this
go
Pink
ahead.
Panther. I don't want to use it.
Oh, you can use it if you want.
Fine. Let's go ahead.
Use.
All right, there you go. He said Pink Panther. Mike?
Okay, so Mama Blair wrote in with Blue Lagoon.
Mm-hmm. That was a good one.
50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, nice. Dang it, I lost mine. Oh, the Big Green Machine. Wasn't that one? Wasn't that the kids movie with the football with
What?
Dang it. No, never mind. That's not it. I think that was the character on it. I thought it was like the Big Green
Giant.
Yeah, probably. All right. So I know there's one with green.
And Mama Blair, following my trend, Red Tails.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's that one. Green Hornet.
Green Hornet.
Got it. Yes.
Oh, found one. Let's see. No, that didn't have a color in it. Yeah, let's just get a different category.
All right. Do you got another one, Mike?
Well, Mama Blair wrote in Blue Velvet, and I was going to go with Gold Member.
Ah, good one. All right.
Oh yeah, we could probably spend a lot of time with gold in different movies.
Gold.
All right.
Gold Fever.
Okay, so let's see here. So we did that and that. So let's go with fruits that begin with O. Go, Colin.
Fine. We'll send it orange and send it to Mike.
All right.
There's more than one that begins with an O?
I don't know. I'm literally coming up with these.
The first thing that came to my head was orangutan. That's not a...
I'm actually going to look because Colin may have just won that game because I can't think of anything else.
The hell kind of category is that? There's
I don't
only
know.
one
I
right
just
answer?
thought about
What is this? What is this? Sudden death on Family Feud?
All right, the answer is really no. Unless you want to count Oregon grape, oil, palm fruit, and olives. But I'm not going to pick any of those.
Yeah. Olives will count.
I never think of olives as a fruit.
I never think of tomatoes as a fruit either. But
I know. All right. All right, Mike, come up. You got it. One
what?
a category. I know this is my game, right? I should run it. Cartoon characters that begin with S. Mike, I'll let you start.
They begin with S. Shaggy.
Mm-hmm.
Superman.
Scooby-Doo.
Smurfette.
Mm-hmm.
Supergirl.
Oh, damn. Yosemite Sam. Sam's his last name.
As in the interest of time, we'll take it.
Okay. Go ahead, Mike.
Space Ghost.
Oh, good one.
Slimer.
Oh, Snaggletooth? Okay.
Snarf.
Oh, good one.
Steve.
Steve.
Is that the son and Family Guy?
The
Stewie.
Son.
Stewie.
No, not Family Guy. American Dad is what I was going for.
Oh, I don't know. I don't watch American Dad.
I think it's Steve.
Okay, well, then I'll go with Stewie. Mike can have the hard job.
I know what my next one is.
Can I get Sylvester?
Oh, good one.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Squidward.
Scuba Steve.
I think that's good enough. Oh, I got mine.
Let's see.
I don't actually know what his first name is, but it's his title. Yep.
What?
Mhm. Yeah, it's his title. I don't think they ever said what his first name was. Got one, Colin?
Just thinking of random words of S to try to figure out. I mean, I could have started throwing out random names saying to prove there isn't a cartoon named Scott.
All right. Well, I'm going with Sergeant Slaughter from the G.I. Joe cartoon because I don't know what his first name is, but Sergeant starts with S.
Oh, okay. Actually, then I'm going to go with Soundwave.
Okay. There's an easy one right there, Mike. Just for picking it up.
Shockwave.
Yeah, you could do that one.
Yeah.
There's another easy one.
Yeah, I'm going blank. What's your easy one?
Scarlet from G.I. Joe.
Oh, I was thinking Transformers.
Oh, no.
Scout. Was that GoBots or Transformers?
It doesn't matter. I think you're right. I think that was one.
It was some robot thing.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we've exhausted the obvious ones.
Mama Blair wrote in Salamander.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know what cartoon that's from, but I think it's probably right.
I was going to say Silent Bob, but because I thought they did an animated version of Jay and Silent Bob, but I'm not sure.
And I thought of a Scott. I could actually name maybe Scott Tracy from Thunderbirds.
I thought you were going to say Scott Baio.
There we go. She-Ra.
She-Ra, yeah. That would be a
She-Ra,
good
Good one. Good one, Mama Blair.
Let's see what other ones we can get. This is a good one. Spyro, the dragon. Oh, we forgot Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, did somebody get Sylvester?
Yes, Mike got Sylvester. Oh, well, we forgot Sleepy and Sneezy Dwarf and Snow White and Stitch and Sully from Monsters, Inc.
Sticky Pete. Yeah, there's a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Shrek!
We forgot Speedy Gonzales and Sonic the Hedgehog.
How the hell did we forget Shrek?
And we forgot Snoopy, for Christ's sakes.
Well, it's not that we forgot. It's like, look, we could spend an entire 2 hours playing this game.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
the problem.
I know. it's kind of fun, but there's lists like there's no way that I could do anything with.
Yeah.
But,
you know what? I think like comic characters, we should have just done the alphabet instead.
Oh, well, we can definitely do that where we go. Now we can do. All right. So let's do one because we've done this before with limited success.
Okay.
TV or movie characters in ascending alphabetical order. So like I'll go first and then you'll go, then Mike, and then we'll go around, right?
Okay.
So Alf. And then you have to come up with B.
B.A. Brackus.
Okay, Mike has to come up with C.
I don't like this game. Charlie Harper.
Oh, okay. Doctor Who.
E. Was it TV and movie?
TV or movie characters.
TV or movie. Ernest.
F to you, Mike.
Flo, telling you to kiss my grits.
G for me then. Why do I keep thinking George of the Jungle?
Howard the Duck.
I tricky.
The iceberg. The character in Titanic. No.
One great.
Iceman. Character in X-Men.
Yep.
Yes, and many other movies.
I thought you were going to go with Top Gun.
I was actually thinking Ichabod Crane.
J for me then.
Yeah.
The Joker.
Oh.
So you got K.
Yeah. I almost said one, but I realized that's probably with a C. I know what.
What?
Your favorite.
Okay.
Kim Possible.
All right. Good one. L, Mike.
Lion King.
Yes. Everyone would go with that and not Lilo or Leonard or
Leonard
or anyone else. M. Mary Jane.
I keep thinking of things and realizing that that's not N. That's an actual name of the person.
I know, right? That's what I was running into.
Let's see. Yeah, stupid names keep getting stuck in my head and they won't go away. Nipsey Russell's a guy. There's so many Nicks. Just to find one who actually is a person, who's a character.
Nick. We have a story about a Nick.
Nathan. Nicole.
I'm so in great anger that you can't figure out that Nick that we have a story about.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Oh, I love that Nick.
Yeah, that Nick. So go with just say his name.
Fury.
No, thank you. Nick Fury. All right.
Otto Octavius.
Papa Smurf. Q.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was about to go. Answer is Q.
Oh, good. Yes.
What?
Q from Star Trek Next Generation.
Ah.
It took me a second, but R.
Russell Case, sir. Russell Case.
Okay.
Do you not know who?
No. I thought that was an actor's name and you screwed up.
It's me, sir. Russell Case. Just keep these guys off me for a few seconds.
Okay.
All right, you alien a-holes.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Words of my generation. Up, yo.
Okay, I got you now.
It's only the second best speech in that movie.
Yes, it was the second best one. All right. Samwise Gamgee.
Wally. Wall-E.
What?
You're way off. I went with S. You went to
I'm
do
sorry.
T.
T.
Colin's got a weird alphabet.
I somehow lost track of where we were. Q, R, S, T. Yeah.
T comes next after S.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm getting really tired.
Are we gonna have another indicted moment? Is that what we're gonna have?
No, but it's still gonna be Wally. Whenever somebody gets W, whoever gets W is stuck with it. T.
T. Yes.
Pretty much anything the.
Yeah, I can't use Mr. T because I already used that for B.A. Baracus.
Why the hell not?
Because he did play himself in some things. Yes.
Well,
yeah.
Especially his cartoon. Theodore Logan.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Buck.
Okay. I know this is the name of the movie. I don't know if it's the name of the character. Victor, Victoria?
It's not the name of the character.
It's the name of the movie.
Well, it's the name of the movie, but didn't they? It was Victor
or
playing
Victoria.
Victoria. Is this,
yeah. Anyway,
sure,
you get where
why
I
not?
was going
Yeah.
with that.
This is where I got confused. I actually was going, yes, it is W, it is Wally.
Okay. So yeah. So you were one ahead of yourself.
Yeah, I went around too many times.
All right. So Mike, you're up with X.
First or last name, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Charles Xavier.
Oh, I thought you'd just go with the obvious of triple X. But okay. You go a little bit more difficult, sure. Yosemite Sam.
Zeus.
All right, and we're done. Yay!
Yay, we got through it.
Yeah, see, not too hard. We can do things. We can do things like that. So,
Mama Blair wrote in with some suggestions for L, Lemony Snicket.
yep.
For N, Nature Boy. Okay. For R, Richard Kimball.
Yep.
And for T, Treebeard.
Nice.
Who the hell is Treebeard?
Yeah, I'm
Character from Lord of the Rings.
How am I not surprised? Did he walk?
Yes.
not. Was he a walking tree?
Yes.
Okay.
He was an ant.
Yeah, that's why I don't know who that is.
Even the trees walked. 3 movies about walking.
And riding.
And not passing.
Just 3 of the best movies ever made. Followed by three of the movies that are not the best ever made.
All right. So, moving along, the speaking of some movies that were made that I think were personally great, and someone that probably should have been used for W. There was a web series a while ago based on Wednesday Addams, and I just became aware of this. Evidently, this was back in 2015, but I hadn't heard of this before. And in doing some surfing, I found out about this web series. Now, it actually got shut down.
There's a shocker.
Yeah, I know. Because it wasn't covered under fair use, which we've been hit by before, right? Derivation of a character not covered by fair use. Copyright claim yanks adult Wednesday Addams from YouTube. This article,
I'm still
April
waiting for him to
2015.
come after us for Mr. Shathade.
Yeah. So Melissa Hunter is the driving force behind the adult Wednesday Addams Facebook and YouTube channel. And she was flagged by T. and Charles Addams Foundation for copyright violation. And, but the whole thing that I thought was interesting was so she did 2 seasons. Each season's about 9 episodes, and each episode's maybe 5 minutes long. I think the whole thing's only about 40, 45 minutes long. So it's a very short watch. They're still out there on YouTube. If you just look for Adult Wednesday Addams, you can find them. Trust me. They initially racked up over 8.5 million views, which for a small production company is a huge thing. I mean, we've seen a lot of small production companies out there on YouTube in our research, and I mean that was huge. What was that production company that we looked at, Mike? That Gorilla Productions or it was, they were releasing their stuff on YouTube as well, and I don't know how many millions they hit, but for an independent to hit that.
So I'm okay giving out the link here. It's melissahunter.com/media, and she's got all of the episodes up from both seasons, 1 and 2. Then you can play them direct from her website. I guess she's got them hosted up on Vimeo.
No, could be.
So they're kind of safe for now, but because of course, as soon as you said who it was, I was like, okay, I got to go look this person up because I'm OCD like that.
So 13 episodes of now 20 plus million views between the 2 seasons and the 13 episodes. So I mean, it's a good watch if you liked if you liked Addams Family and you're into kind of the humor that was on display of Wednesday Addams when she was a child in the Tim Burton and the later movies. Mm-hmm. She does a really good job of acting that out in these movies. And you'll see things like Wednesday gets an apartment. Wednesday gets a job. Wednesday goes on internet dating. Wednesday, has a one-night stand. Wednesday confronts someone at work. All that kind of stuff. Wednesday True Love, which was kind of a cliffhanger almost, mm-hmm. because she was looking forward to having a season 3, and left me wanting to see what season 3 was going to be about, and then find out, oh, there's no more left. So, you guys know where you can find it, if not here online, and we'll link this out, because I think it was really well done. I mean, we've looked at some really crap movies. Mm-hmm. And some bad TV shows. And the quality on this was really good. The writing was great. The acting was good. And for 5-minute clips, it was really good quality.
Well, she also, apparently, looking at her bio, she was one of the writers of Santa Clarita Diet for the last 2 seasons on Netflix.
No, it doesn't surprise me.
I thought that show was, I love that show. I was very angry not angry, but I was upset when it got canceled.
So... she then tried to do a spin-off of the show called Wolf Girl, which was supposed to be Wednesday's cousin. That actually got a pilot for NBC, but didn't go anywhere. That was in 2015. If you are interested in some indie stuff online, check it out. It's a good watch. And as I find these things, I like to bring them to people's attention, because otherwise you might not watch this stuff. So just like we do for our movie reviews, yep. I wanted folks to be aware of this. So yeah, and when she got hit with the copyright lawsuit, she was very thankful of all of her fans for the support, but she's like, don't send me money. Don't badmouth the Addams Foundation. Don't do any of that stuff. I'm trying to work through it, but you guys can you'll get in the way if you try and do anything. Thank you for the support, but please just let me try and work through this. And nothing ever came of it. But at least she was really cool about how she handled everything. And that's what was important.
Yep. And so the rights to the Addams Family was actually being held by Universal Pictures as of 2010. So it's probably Universal who found it, but had the foundation be the one who actually pulled it.
Yeah, there's something weird about the copyrights in there. About derived works, from what little I read the other night. And so they're really particular about what can be used.
Yeah. And, she could have named it something else and taken the costume a little bit off model.
Yeah.
And everyone would have known exactly what it was supposed to be, and she probably would have been fine.
Yeah, she could have called herself Thursday. She could have gone with gray instead of black, and, because she didn't really reference the rest of the family.
Right.
If you watch it, you'll see that it's, who they're talking about, but she never says Addams.
Right.
So,
So if she just named it differently, she probably would have been perfectly fine. But once she actually said Adult Wednesday Addams is the title,
it drew more attention than what she probably needed.
Right.
And she can't go back and say, "Oh no, this isn't that. This is, it's
now
inspired by."
Colin, when I told you about this, you said that they're actually coming out with a new Addams Family movie, which I initially was excited about because I'm like, "Oh, new live action Addams Family, that would be cool." And then you dashed all my hopes and dreams and said, "No, it's going to be animated."
Yes, it's animated based off of the original comic.
Yeah,
and it's coming out in October, so it's going to be a Halloween movie.
A Halloween release of an animated Addams Family movie based on the comic book.
Trailer looks really good.
I'm just not into cartoons, man.
I understand.
I just can't. I don't know what it is. I can't get into them. I tried to watch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and I just checked out.
Yeah, if you can't even watch that, then you can't watch anything.
No, I'm done, man. Maybe The Incredibles, but I couldn't even get through Incredibles 2, and you would think that I should be able to do that because that was the first one was kind of fun, but no.
I saw Toy Story 4 last Thursday.
Yeah, my wife is talking about taking the grandkids to that, and I'm like, you have fun.
I have heard
One,
that,
I don't want to see it. Two, I don't want to take children to see it.
I have heard that the ending is a swift kick in the nuts.
The ending is good. It is not. Okay, let's put it this way. I can and will see this movie again. Toy Story 3, I have not seen again since I saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
Just because emotionally, that movie destroyed me, and I can't take watching it again. Amazing movie, but I just can't watch it.
And that's Keanu Reeves is in Toy Story 4, right?
Yes.
Because the amount of Keanu Reeves memes that have been coming out lately is astonishing.
Yeah, he is.
He has just taken over between John Wick 3 and Toy Story 4. He has just taken over the internet right now.
Yeah,
and the Bill and Ted
and the Bill and Ted talk
sequel.
Yeah, I mean,
Bill and Ted Face the Music. I can love that title. I love the whole concept.
But it's interesting how his career has changed. I remember after the original Bill and Ted, and he did Speed, then he did Johnny Mnemonic. And Johnny Mnemonic kind of failed because people couldn't see him in that role.
Yeah.
And then he had The Matrix. And then
where he was, it was a similar, nerd action role.
It almost feels like they could take Johnny Mnemonic and just go ahead and put it in theaters now. And people never even heard of it, and they'd go see it. Just because Keanu's in it.
I don't think they need to remake much of it either.
No, I'm just saying, take the original movie, put it in theaters.
Before Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Keanu was in an amazing two amazing movies. The first was a movie called Youngblood. It was a hockey movie with Rob Lowe and Patrick Swayze.
Okay. That's a little bit familiar.
Then he was in a movie that to this day, it's one of these movies that I love, but I can't watch it ever again. It's a movie called Permanent Record. And it's actually a drama about he's a high school student, and it surrounds the high school students prepping for their school play. And in the midst of it, the most popular student kills himself. So it focuses around how everybody copes with it.
Yeah. Or maybe Netflix should pick that up and put it as a recommendation if you watch that 13 Reasons Why movie.
So Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure came not too the following year after Permanent Record. In the same year, he was also in Parenthood. I keep forgetting that he was in that damn movie.
Yeah.
And I think Point Break was the movie that actually, like, he was kind of an action star.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that was kind of his breakout, because he was the undercover police officer in Point Break?
Johnny Utah.
Yeah. Which is funny, because Point Break is kind of like, well, Speed is Point Break with cars. Or not Speed, I'm sorry. Fast and the Furious.
Yes, Fast and the Furious.
Is Point Break with cars instead of surfboards.
Yeah. And Point Break itself is kind of a remake of some earlier movie, which I don't remember what it is.
Look, he has done some great movies, and then he's done some movies that make you think, what the hell was he even thinking? This was like in a time where he was almost like oh God, it was the Eric Roberts of his time. Like he did movies like Little Buddha. The hell?
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
That one almost killed his career there.
Chain Reaction.
That's a great movie. And there's several movies in the middle here that didn't do very well that I really like.
Like The Devil's Advocate. I thought that was a good movie, but
but he had sex with his sister in that movie.
No, he killed himself.
Well, okay, but he almost had sex with his sister in that movie.
Yeah. The Replacements. Hello. To me, that's one of the greatest movies ever.
Yeah. My wife says, I want to watch a football movie. I'm like, we got The Replacements or we got Necessary Roughness. You pick one of those two. That's all I'm watching.
Right. Hardball. Hardball is one of those movies that's going to make you cry if you haven't seen it. Yeah, G Baby. But then you go further down, like Constantine. Constantine, I loved. I wish that had spawned into a sequel or a series. A Scanner Darkly. Watch that drunk and or stoned. But like 47 Ronin. What didn't he learn from Tom Cruise with The Last Samurai? Look, don't do it.
Was he really the voice of the cat in Keanu in 2016?
No, voice cameo.
It says Keanu voice in the movie Keanu, which is about the cat.
Maybe.
Which is the Key and Peele movie. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah. And then he did a TV series called Swedish Dicks. And he did like 13 episodes in it over 2 years. What was he doing? Destination Wedding. I mean, you know.
So, of all the Keanu memes that have been happening recently,
yeah,
what I liked the most was the pictures of him standing next to women.
Oh, where he doesn't have his arm around him?
He has his arms, the hand sticking out behind the woman.
Yeah, where you can obviously see his hand.
Yes.
I'm not touching her. I'm not touching her.
Everybody knows where my hand is. It's over there.
I like the ones where it's like him in throughout time. You know, the Keanu Reeves is eternal. He is the Highlander. You know, those were mine. Those were my favorite ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I mean, what do you think it was some of those? But another actor who is in the news, especially today, Samuel L. Jackson. I guess.
Yeah, you know, look, you posted up two of these things. Can we talk about the second one first?
Yeah, sure. So
all right.
we had a Bohemian Rhapsody rockumentary. We now have Rocket Man, Elton John rockumentary, and it looks like we have a third. You know, because I don't know if there's more coming out, but it looks like we might be entering the time of rockumentaries.
Yeah,
you know, we may be over the superhero hump, or at least we're filling in the gaps with rockumentaries now for people who want somewhat real stories.
Well, when movies make money, and I think for purposes of this discussion, we could also include A Star Is Born.
Yeah, definitely Star Is Born made some cash.
So between A Star Is Born, Rocket Man,
considering that was like the fourth remake of that movie, yeah. I think we can definitely include it.
They're all happening at the same time. They're all making a lot of money, and they're really cheap to make.
By the way, quick aside, did you see that Star Is Born, he not with his girlfriend no more?
Yeah.
And Lady Gaga says they have a special relationship.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people who might be happy. Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh God, my wife was after watching them at the Academy Awards, she was shipping them in the worst way.
So
she's like, "Oh my God, they would make such beautiful babies." I'm like, "They're not together."
Ah, how wrong you are.
But their babies would be beautiful. They can sing. They're not together. Lady Gaga is not that good looking. Okay, she's not ugly, but she is not a beauty by any means.
You got to admit,
she's talented as hell.
She's talented. Yeah, she's talented.
Yeah, but that's the reason she did all this.
Yeah.
She got stuck working in the mailroom at the music place and decided, fine, I'll wear a beat, and then blew up.
Yeah. So the newest rockumentary that I have found that was announced has an unlikely leading man, at least unlikely to me. I had no idea that Samuel L. Jackson will be playing George Clinton in the upcoming biopic about George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic.
Now, if there is any...
At least we know he'll get his MF or quota.
If there is any musician that deserves a biopic, it is George Clinton.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it would be incredibly interesting to see the story of George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelic.
Yeah, especially since we hear D.L. Hughley is going to play Bootsy Collins.
How the hell? Bootsy Collins like 7 feet tall. How the hell D.L. Hughley going to be playing that?
I don't know.
Why don't you have Kevin Hart playing while you're at it? I mean, what the hell? So, I did hear one.
Evidently, we're also going to have Gladys Knight, and Kenan Thompson is going to be playing Barry Gordon. Or Barry Gordy.
Okay. The only way I will accept this now, since now you're telling me Barry Gordy's going to be a character in it, the only way I will accept it is if it's somehow references The Last Dragon. That's the only way I will accept this biopic. I also heard a rumor, since we're talking about this, that there's a rumor of a Boy George biopic.
Oh my! Is it going to include like current time where it's bald Boy George and with like weird tattoo on his head?
No, it gets it. Here's the part that's really freaky. You know who is being rumored to play Boy George?
No,
Miss Jean Grey herself, Sophie Turner.
Boy George thinks Sophie Turner could play him in forthcoming biopic.
And she has said that she would do it.
Yeah.
Just like, look, all I got to say after the Comic-Con thing, if Universal Studios does not jump and strike while the iron is hot and get Jason Momoa and Peter Dinklage to sign on the line for a remake of Twins, somebody is fired.
So, speaking of that, I should say this. I saw the first half of that last X-Men movie.
Okay, the Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, I saw the first half. I had another movie to watch.
Okay.
But the other movie was not starting until later, and I was like, "What do I do in between?" I looked at my phone at AMC, and I said,
"I'm going to duck into this theater and not pay for a movie."
I said, "Oh, so this early, there's the special fan event on the opening day, and if you went to that showing, they gave you a free keychain."
Oh, okay.
So I was like, "I will get my free keychain." So I saw it it was in the IMAX theater, so I saw half the movie in IMAX. And I was very depressed and quite ready to leave that movie and go watch my Riff Tracks instead.
In one of the related articles, Mike, in this Boy George Sophie Turner biopic article, Boy George tells Voice UK audience he slept with Prince.
Yeah, look, he'll do anything at this point.
Yeah,
to stay relevant.
Technically, what he means by that is that he was sleeping at the same time that Prince was sleeping. Wherever Prince was.
Oh, according to Prince's management, he didn't sleep a whole lot.
Well, that's why he died.
He woke up at 3 o'clock and said, "I need a giraffe," and didn't understand why he couldn't have a giraffe. I'm not kidding either.
Yeah.
I am not kidding either. You hear stories about him, and Prince would go, "I need an elephant. It's 4 a.m." And Prince, we can't get an elephant at 4 a.m. Why the hell not? I'm Prince. I need an elephant at 4 a.m.
God. I am so going to parlay that into some kind of insult at some point. Like, you got so drunk, you got wake up at 3 a.m. and demand to see a giraffe drunk.
I am not kidding either. I was Kevin Smith has a great interview about working with Prince and some of the stuff that Prince wanted, and it's crazy.
Well, yeah, because
and some of that's coming out now. Some of that's coming out now.
Yeah,
the tapes are being released.
Smith, that was in one of his his roundtable talk kind of things where he would just talk to the audience and answer questions.
Yeah,
and I remember him telling his story that he what was it when he got there? His Prince's assistant gave him an NDA to sign.
Yeah,
and I guess somehow, and then Prince showed up, and it wound up he never signed it. So he was allowed to talk about all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Like he left Prince's mansion or estate, and they called him the next day and said, "Oh, by the way, you never signed this thing." And he's like, "And?"
Damn straight, and I never am because the stories are too great. So, yeah. Oh, man. It was just crazy.
So, all right. So let's talk about...
Yeah.
Let's talk about this other one, all right? Because this is where I get pissed off with Samuel L. Jackson.
Well, I mean, I don't know that I'm mad at him. I mean, because I see, I have eyes, I can, that are on the right side of my head. I can see what's going on, and I see exactly what it is. So Samuel L. Jackson saw a picture of some Spider-Man Far From Home posters, and there's a small problem with one of them, and we should be able to put it up here. See if you can spot the issue with one of the posters, because it's kind of apparent, especially when they're right next to each other.
Yeah.
So if you can't tell, what it looks like they did is they got the cheapest intern that they could, and they said, "Hey, we want you to make a poster. Here's the artwork from the other poster." And he said, "Cool." And they're like, "But we want Sam on the other side." And he said, "Okay, I can horizontal flip with the best of them." And that's exactly what he did, without concern that changed where the eye patch was. So Samuel L. Jackson in one poster has the eye patch on the left side, the correct side, and then he's got it on the right side in the other poster.
Just the much more expensive IMAX poster.
Yeah.
Mama Blair saying one is a selfie.
Yeah, well.
But see, here's my thing. Like, these are not posters that were released. I don't think.
Well, I thought that they saw these in a theater.
Yeah, it's in a theater.
I think these are at a theater, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I did like the one comment. Let's have a moment of silence for the intern that just lost their job. Which it's a mistake, but Proofing should have fixed it. Proofing should have seen it.
Okay, they both say in cinemas July 2nd, experience in an IMAX 3D. I'm looking at this like thinking these are concepts, because they don't look like they look like they're sitting on the floor.
I guess they could be, but if you look at the reflection above the poster on the right, on your right, you'll see a girl in the middle with short hair that looks like a child, and then two adults on either side that are obviously wearing shorts. That is not in a boardroom of a media company.
No, I'm not saying it's in a boardroom. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying like that. But I am saying I don't think it's in a theater. But my point is that Samuel L. Jackson is making a damn big deal about this, and he lost all rights to do this when he forgot that he was in a Super Bowl ad and went off on a journalist who asked him, "So you're going to be in a Super Bowl ad?" "No, that's not me." "What do you think? And we all look alike? Is that what you're saying?" I'm a Quicksilver card. I'm not.
Yeah.
It
is a bit much. I do think it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it needs a ton of rage, but I definitely think it's funny.
He's all mad now because he wants to come back and do. First of all, he's all mad because he's only getting Sony money. He's not getting Disney money now. But he's all mad because he did not get asked to come back for The Last Jedi and give Mace Windu one last chance to wield a purple lightsaber. Like, bitch, you died. You are not as good as Luke to come back as a Force ghost.
No. So, now, talking about coming back. Netflix, one of our sources for the double feature movie review, which will be coming up here in about 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix released out what is coming in July for them. And, okay, first of all, this article that I have, I do not like the picture that they put on top. I'm not saying I don't like Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. You guys know I like that show. But the hair guy, okay, I'm sorry, I forget his name. Shave that rat on your face, all right? You do not look well with facial hair, okay? You don't. I don't know anybody that is going to disagree with me. You know, it just doesn't look good. So, no, don't do that. Okay, so looking at things, you guys point out anything that you're interested in that is on the list. So, for me, Caddyshack and Caddyshack 2 is coming out. Well, not coming out, but they're coming back to Netflix. That's retro. I like that.
Yeah. I just saying, I just listened to the audiobook for Wild and Crazy Guys.
Okay.
It was a book about all of the movies made by SNL and SCTV guys.
Mm-hmm.
Lots and lots of interesting stories. Highly recommended book. It includes Caddyshack, which is
Rain Man, Roadhouse. Those are Starsky and Hutch. I'm actually going to watch when it comes back because I have not watched that yet, and I don't know if it's any good or not.
Megamind. I have not seen Megamind in a long time.
Don't. The Book of Eli, I like that one. The Hangover, that's great. So when nothing is on TV now, I can just put on Netflix and there you go.
Swordfish, some good geek scenes in that one. Totally unbelievable, but what the heck? There you go. Pink Panther 1, Pink Panther 2. There you can see right from our thing.
Stranger Things, which is the reason why we got New Coke coming back.
Yep. Yummy Mummies. I don't know what that is. Good Witch season 4. Some folks like that.
Okay. I'm very upset that I saw this list originally and I saw Blown Away on here, which the list I saw just had the title. And it was a coin toss as to whether it was the Lloyd Bridges or Jeff Bridges movie or the Corey Haim, Corey Feldman movie. And now it turns out it's a Netflix original. So I don't know.
Disney's Mary Poppins Returns is coming.
What's the Taco Chronicles? That sounds interesting.
I don't know what the Taco Chronicles is. The Netflix original. The Breakup.
Is it about tacos or is it about
The Breakup? So if you want to see what the hell is his face that always plays the same character, who was in Dodgeball and and
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn. If you want to see Vince Vaughn being Vince Vaughn, then watch that movie. Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. That's out. By the way, that's going to be coming out July 19th. Which, by the way, if you haven't watched My Next Guest Needs No Introduction with David Letterman, the second season of that is out. There's a couple of really good episodes there. So you should watch that. That came out actually in June. But that was I watched that, and there's some great episodes, especially the one with Ellen's really good.
Yeah. And if you haven't watched Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, you have to watch those too.
Yeah, those are good too. Queer Eye Season 4. Not everybody on the show agrees that's a good show. I happen to like it. Honestly, I haven't finished watching Season 3, I don't think yet, though. Inglourious Bastards.
That's a movie.
That's a movie. The Great Hack. What?
That's a great movie.
What, The Great Hack?
No.
Oh, Inglourious Bastards?
I'm not saying that's a bad movie. I'm not saying it's a great movie. I'm saying it's a movie.
I've never watched it, so...
Orange is the New Black. I'm a little concerned with this title, Girls with Balls. Yeah. I'm going to guess it's either softball or basketball, something related that way.
Yeah. The Crows, if you got kids, they'll like that. Austin Powers. International Man of Mystery, The Spy Who Shagged Me. Oh, it is Leaving. I'm sorry.
So, Definitely Maybe is on this list as Leaving.
Mm-hmm.
This movie was an obsession of mine for the longest time. For one reason and one reason only. Ryan Reynolds' character in this movie is listening to earbuds, his music, that there were two individual Bluetooth earbuds. Mm-hmm. And when this movie came out, they did not exist anywhere. Now they are everywhere.
Yeah.
That's why it's leaving.
Some other movies that are Boondock Saints is leaving, Silence of the Lambs is leaving. The Matrix trilogy is leaving. The Mummy trilogy is leaving. Turner and Hooch is leaving. Wedding Crashers is leaving. Those are all leaving July 1st.
Captain Underpants is leaving.
Yes. Pretty Little Liars is leaving, which I know will anger a lot of people. So, a lot leaving as well. So, if you haven't watched it, you got about 6 days left.
Yeah.
So, get to it. All right. Colin, you want to talk about the restaurant owner and the 1-star Yelp reviews real quick while I grab my paperwork?
Sure.
Right.
So this was a story. So there's a restaurant owner who got mad at Yelp because his ratings would go down. He'd lose 4-star reviews. After every time a Yelp salesperson was trying to sell them. So Yelp salesperson would come, try to get him to spend money to put ads on Yelp. And he'd say no. And then he noticed the next day that 4-star reviews were dropping off of his aggregate score. So he decided to go ahead and, I guess at one point he actually put on some fake reviews, but eventually he actually paid and then realized he was paying money for nothing. Dropped that. And then one day had an epiphany that he was tired of the mafia things that Yelp was doing.
The Yelp Gestapo.
So he started rewarding people for giving him 1-star reviews on Yelp. So he now has the worst reviewed restaurant on Yelp with tons and tons of 1-star reviews. He had an email from Yelp complaining that he was breaking the terms of service by giving people benefits for reviewing. To which point, and he's like, he sent them a letter complaining to them, and I'm like, what are you going to do to him? Delist his restaurant from Yelp?
Yeah.
It's not like he
That
cares that he's not going
ever.
to be able to log in. So I guess he's become a bit of a folk hero to restaurants.
By the way, have you ever looked into, Mike, you guys are a business owner. Have you ever looked into Yelp advertising?
No. For basically the reasons that this guy bucked the system.
Now, I'm sorry, I missed some of the article. Did you say how much he spent on Yelp?
It was like a couple $100.
Yeah,
like
that was a super cheap introductory offer because Yelp, I looked into Yelp because not for myself, but for customers because they were always asking about Yelp reviews. The cheapest Yelp that I could find was $400 a month is what they were wanting for basically giving you things to edit your Yelp page and giving you the ability to contact Yelp reviewers, people who left Yelp reviews directly, and a little bit more boost, but not much boost for that cheap price on the rankings page. So if you don't think that it's pay to play, it sure in the heck is.
Yeah, just like
on that.
Absolutely is.
Just like the Better Business Bureau. They're all just scams.
Yeah. So
the Better Business Bureau is anybody who's ever contacted the Better Business Bureau to try and get something resolved knows that it's a joke.
So, it's just ridiculous is what it is. Okay. With that said, are we ready to go to the movie reviews?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Reviews of Batshit Crazy episodes 1 and 2.
Yes. So, this week we did something a little bit unorthodox. We said, hey, we want to review two. We normally always review two movies. But very rarely do we review two movies in the same franchise. And in this case, it's the only two movies in the franchise. But we said, let's do it. We really wanted to review the second one, but most of us hadn't seen the first one yet. So
yeah,
like, hey, let's do it. Let's jump in. And so we did it. So we watched Iron Sky 1 and Iron Sky 2, The Coming Race. Now, these are both available on something.
Yes.
I don't remember what.
Prime, I believe.
Yeah, Prime.
Well, Iron Sky, the first one is. The second one, I don't remember.
The second one's available somewhere.
Because we watched it somewhere.
Yeah, we watched it somewhere. Yeah. So it's available in places. The web's a big place. I'm sure you can find it on some streaming service somewhere. So it only makes sense that we do Iron Sky, the first one first, and then the second one second. I mean, otherwise it would be completely stupid, right? All right. So, who would like to go first?
Let's go ahead.
All right.
I don't see any reason to go outside of our usual order for these movies.
Okay. For tonight, we did something that we normally don't do. We picked two movies from the same franchise in order to review. It's going to be difficult to separate the movies in individual reviews, but here we go. The first in this franchise is simply called Iron Sky, and from the beginning I started to worry. With the first 5 minutes being a mixture of English and subtitled German, which I had to read to understand, I was worried that we had already tripped into a movie which violated one of our movies that we have to read. And we have a list of rules about movies that we will watch and won't watch. Thankfully, the film soon kicked into English all the time because my book learning ain't so good to be reading them big words so fast on that moving picture box. Brief synopsis here. The first manned mission back to the moon, done of course for political reasons, goes wrong when the astronauts are killed, captured, and interrogated by, you guessed it, Nazis living on the dark side of the moon. I mean, if a group of Nazis and a Decepticon double agent live on the dark side of the moon, I think we can all agree it's really more the trailer park of the moon than the dark side of the moon, and unless we want the spinning rims of our lunar lander stolen, we should just stay away from it. So with one astronaut dead and another one being given the Michael Jackson Villa-Lago treatment, the Nazis find out that all they need to power their steampunk dream war machine is a good Android phone. Take that, you Jobses. Oh, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. But then the phone goes dead because searching for a signal from the moon just drains the battery, don't you know? So they send the second in command, the newly albinoized brother and the most naive ditzy blonde Nazi, to Earth to gather more phones. Of course, The second in command has other ideas once he's on Earth and decides that he should just take the Earth now by manipulating the American election. Yeah, because that's what the Germans do. Obviously, his plan is figured out by the HNIC, head Nazi in charge. And thus starts the war between Earth and the Nazis from the moon, where we get some great UN Council laughs, learn that everyone arms their spaceships, and that the blonde Nazi bimbo has a huge case of jungle fever. Now, that's a whole lot of wrap-up, but I think you get the point. This movie lays the groundwork for a destroyed Earth, the realization that there is not a Nazi moon base, and that Hitler may still be alive. I mean, what else do you want? Dinosaurs? Overall, it was entertaining, although maybe a little slow at some points, and while I would have liked to have seen more Nazis, I think there may be a maximum number of Zig Heils before you get tanked in the ratings. So I'm going to give this film a smile for being a good base to work from moving forward. All right, Colin, you up next?
Sure. So, as I said at the intro, I'm calling this movie Batshit Crazy Episode 1. Because, okay, this camera angle is really weird.
What do you want?
It's fine.
Okay. There you go.
It's just looking at me sideways. And then I look at it and I'm looking right into the lights. Yeah. Go into the lights! Yeah, this movie is just, it's, there's a lot of, while this movie was crazy in the kind of, airplane and top secret ways in some places, it was that kind of crazy. It also was pretty smart in a lot of places. I enjoyed this movie a lot. I would almost have given it a smile, except for one thing. Okay? There is a plot line in this movie about Charlie Chaplin's movie, The Great Dictator. And the Nazis on the moon have edited the movie to make it look like it's pro-Hitler. And this is a movie showing how everybody loves Hitler. And then the blonde character, Shaggy was saying, gets shown the actual full movie and realizes it's not pro-Hitler, as nobody should be pro-Hitler. I love that, so it became a Schneikes.
Oh!
Just that little bit there pushes it over into something that it is amazing.
And we go to Mike.
Okay. So I have seen this movie a couple of times. In fact, I was extremely excited when it was available on one of the streaming services. I think it showed up on Netflix first, but the first time I saw this movie, I gotta be truthful, I didn't nitpick at every little thing. Nazis on the moon was all I needed to hear, so I was gonna watch it. And immediately, I realized I am watching this movie with I am in a much more old man, get off my lawn, jaded place, because I'm angry that there are sounds of explosions in space. And I'm angry that this guy is such an amazing athlete. Oh, he's actually just a model, but he's such an amazing model. He's like Derek Zoolander, that he can defy all the laws of physics and fight a pure vacuum to pull himself and somebody else back into the moon base and not freeze in space. Another thing I never caught before was how they turned Sarah Palin into a modern-day Nazi. She ran her entire campaign on the Nazi belief. Never caught that, but I suppose there's some good political oversight to this comparison. Perhaps my favorite thing in this movie is the way they have a nod to another classic cinema film that should probably be on our list if it's available out there, Barbed Wire, when she kills the guy with the heel of her shoe. It's a great homage to a piece of garbage film. I think what makes this movie so fun is it doesn't take itself seriously at all. It pokes fun at itself every chance it can. This is an asylum film, but good. Like, this is what an asylum film should be. The effects are good, or decent. The story, as silly as it may seem, does make sense, and it flows well, as long as you suspend reality for a second and realize it's entertainment. And the characters all play their part exactly where they need to be. I would be doing this movie an injustice if I gave it a Schneikes for one reason and one reason only. I don't know, does this really have the rewatchability factor? Because as far as I'm concerned, for a movie to get a shnikes, it's got to be a movie that you're going to want to watch again. So is this a movie that I could watch many times over? Well, point of fact, I have watched it many times over. So yeah, goddammit, this is getting a shnikes.
And there you go. 2 shnikes and a smile. That's a pretty good rating from us.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good rating. And by the way, I don't know if anybody else did anybody watch them back to back like I did?
Yeah, we watched it back to back.
Okay. All right. Number 2. Iron Sky 2, The Coming Race. All right. Excuse me. I have to say that after the initial film, I was a little bit curious where the franchise was going to go with the storyline. From the poster and the trailer, we knew we were going to be dealing with dinosaurs and lizard people, but we didn't know how we were going to get from one place to the other. I never quite knew. So here goes. In this post-apocalyptic society, humanity, or what's left of it, live on the former Nazi moon base because nuclear war over moon resources of helium-3 caused a nuclear war on Earth. So the remaining survivors boarded a ship to the moon and along with former Nazis live out what's left of their life waiting for it to fall apart. Along comes a ship from Earth with a few more refugees that the station can't support, and we find that included in this ragtag bunch is one of the original Nazis, the Fuhrer right after Hitler, who orchestrated the attack on Earth. But he's back on the station for 2 things: a pure energy bit of honey, and a map to the secret entrance to the hollow Earth. That's right, the Earth is hollow, folks. So now we have a plot. A bunch of misfits, along with some religious zealots, travel back to Earth to get the Chalice of Power in order to power a spaceship back to the moon to travel somewhere better than their doomed moon base. The rest of the movie is spent either avoiding the tropes of the red shirt guy, Tom Green and his stooges being eye fanboys, or lizard people eating folks. Essentially, they got money through an Indiegogo and then had to write a script, but the pizza and pot ran out, so this is what they were left with. In the end, they rescue the day and all is saved. There's more, but really, why go into it here? Then they're on their way to Mars. Why Mars? Who the heck knows? There isn't anything there. So they are going from a functional but failing moon station to a completely desolate planet. We have no idea where the Iron Sky story will go from here, but we'll find out sometime in 2022 when Iron Sky 3 Endgame comes out, or so the website says. With all that said, is this movie any good or worth the watch? Well, probably, since it is a follow-up and you're going to want to see it after the first one. The answer is yes. The big bonus is it's all in English, so no subtitles to worry about reading. And the CGI and effects aren't as bad as half the Asylum films we watch, so there's some redeeming qualities. In all, I'll give this offering a meh. Not great, but not horrible. And if Martian Stalin or Putin show up in the 3rd installment, then maybe they can redeem themselves. All right.
Somebody didn't see the end of the movie.
Didn't see the end of the movie. Is there a great end of the movie?
No, there's just, they answered what's on Mars.
Oh, okay.
That's where the Soviet Union went.
Oh, okay. No, I read that.
I thought for sure he said that when he said Stalin or Putin.
No, I had heard about that from doing a little research today, but I didn't see that at the very end of the movie because I was sick and I was ready to go to sleep, so I just stopped it when the credits rolled.
Yeah, Nazis went to the moon, the Soviets went to Mars.
Yeah,
so the question is, where did Genghis Khan go? Anyway.
Yeah. Colin, you're up.
Batshit Crazy, episode 2. The moon and the hollow Earth and Nazis riding dinosaurs. So the thing that changed here is that it turns out that alien lizards are also on the Earth, and they were actually all of the people who were president and Hitler and all those guys were actually aliens. And I don't know. I don't think your life is quite complete until you've seen the Ben-Hur chariot race being done with the people being chased by Margaret Thatcher, Muhammad, and was it a pope? Some cardinal, maybe it's Cardinal Richelieu. I kind of missed who that character was supposed to be. Wow, they put a lot into this movie. I got back and forth because there's just so much stuff in this movie. I don't think it's as good as the first one, but there's a lot of stuff in there, like like Margaret Thatcher and a whole ton of Steve Jobs jokes. But at the same time, I dislike Tom Green, and he's in the movie. So if you can't stand Tom Green, that's a problem. but at least he gets eaten by Hitler. So I guess that can't. So yeah, it's this whole balancing thing. It has Tom Green, but he's eaten by Hitler, and Hitler gets squished, and Hitler rides a dinosaur, and those are all wonderful things. I'm going to give this not a Schneikes because I think that the first movie is Schneikes, and this is not as good as the first movie. I'm going to give this, though, a hearty guffaw, which I'm thinking is better than a smile.
Okay.
Spell check later.
Yeah.
So, all right. Honestly, I have not looked forward to a movie this much since the original Pacific Rim. I have followed when this was coming out, and when I heard it was available to watch somewhere, my nipples got as hard as diamonds in an ice storm. Okay, I was all in. And this sequel, if you can watch them back to back, or at least in a relatively close time frame, I would advise doing it, because this literally takes place right after. It picks up right where Iron Sky ended. Now, what in the hell is going on with Sarah Palin's hand? Suddenly, I'm having flashbacks to like Total Recall, where the guy, the cab driver, like, oh, look at me, or like V, where anyway, Tom Green as a cult leader. It's the cult of jobs. Oh my freaking God! I love how they were so blatant about how the whole Apple ecosystem is closed, and they need a closed ecosystem in order to maintain purity. And oh my God, yes, Apple is a cult and a bunch of control freaks. Yes. Then they give us some history of the world, and their Moon Führer created humans. Let's just stop and think about this for a second. Hitler's brother created humans. No, it wasn't Hitler's brother, but
Oh, it was.
But okay, yeah, created humans. My man got a Nokia candy bar phone, but I sure as hell don't remember a compass being one of the apps. And if I had a charger for mine, I would have went and charged it up to see if it had a compass. Steve Jobs as an alien ninja warrior. What else is there to say about that? Now, I touched on some of the political genius in the first one, where Sarah Palin based her entire, or Sarah Palin-ish character based her entire campaign on the Nazi principles. Did anyone catch when they were fighting that the Russian guy grabbed Margaret Thatcher in the puffy?
No.
Nobody caught that. So I guess I'm the only one. Maybe I'm reading into it. Trump said that you could grab them by the puffies, and Trump had Russian influence, so the Russian grabbed it. Sorry, it's a reach, but there it is. This is the moment. I suddenly feel like the guy in PCU who was sitting on the couch watching TV and found Gene Hackman and Michael Caine on TV at the same time. This is the moment I feel like I've waited my entire life for. That's to see Hitler riding a T-Rex. I don't know why I needed to see it. I certainly can't unsee it now. The only question I have is, where's the Funko Pop for it? Because I need that. And then there's the post-credit scenes, communists on the red planet. So this movie, while the first one borderline went against our rules of subtitled movies, this one almost went against our rule of crowdfunded movies.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a fair exception, I think, because this was not 100% crowdfunded. They filmed the initial scenes and then they crowdfunded to complete. So I think that's fair. As for my ranking, I was going to give this a Schneikes, and I have it written down as a Schneikes. But Colin, you said something that kind of made me question that. And is this as good as the first? And I think you're right. I don't think it is. So I'm gonna call an audible here and go against what I wrote down. I think I'm gonna go right there with you and say hearty guffaw, because it's fun, and I think back to back it's a great double feature back to back.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Yeah, and for those of you that are curious, here is the poster for it, and that is Hitler riding on a Tyrannosaurus Rex. So it is
with the Moon 4 back there playing Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah, I have to admit, one of the best posters ever. So
even if Tom Green is on it.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize who that was originally. I'm like, I know that guy. I know he's horrible. I'm like, it's Tom Green. All right, I know he sucks, but you got. Oh, and here's even a better one. Hold on, we'll get there. Yeah, here's a better one. I mean, you can't argue against that. And that's art. It's just art. So,
so Tom Green. I've always thought of Tom Green as like the poor man's Chris Elliott. And
that's saying something.
Yeah, exactly.
Is Chris Elliott even still alive?
I don't know.
But yeah. Oh man, that is definitely saying something right there.
And Chris Elliott is poor man's some other person you never heard of.
Don't know. He's the poor man's David Spade. That's what it is.
Nice.
So, all right. So now it's time though to pick new movies, because we've got to watch some more movies, because we got to see if this was a one-time thing, or if we can find a couple of movies that we all like, 2 in a row. So Mike, what are we up to now?
35.
35. Boy, we are whittling them down now, aren't we? Let's go with number 32.
I'm afraid. Amazon Prime.
Yep.
Called Under the Mountain.
Under the Mountain.
We got time. We can watch some trailers.
Let's see here. Under the Mountain is a wizard, Oliver Driver, recruits the help of telepathic twins, Tom Cameron and Sophie McBride, to battle malevolent creatures. Oh, this sounds wonderbar. Is it a New Zealand film? 2009 film. Oh, this is going to be great, because the budget was $5 million and the box office take home $2.25 million.
Had some at least.
Huh?
Had some at least.
Yeah, half of it's money. So oh yeah, this is going to be great. This is going to be great.
Play a trailer.
Let's see here. What do we got for trailers? Let's see if we can get. Hold on. Hold on 1 second here.
That was awesome.
See the volcanoes in the way in?
Are they dangerous?
You're right on the edge of one.
What's with that old house?
The Wilberforce place.
It's just a creepy old house.
Why don't we go check it out then?
Because it's a creepy old house.
Don't go in there.
They've seen you, these Wilberforces? Where is your sister now?
Open the door!
What are they?
They're a predatory species with the power to lay waste to entire worlds. Only twins can ignite the power. The fire will be unleashed. The Wilberforces will be destroyed.
Okay, this is weird.
Sam Elliott. I mean, that's...
They found us. Give us your sister. You've shown them what you could do. Now they won't rest until you're dead.
Huh.
It's her belief that gives you power. It must.
It's a weird superhero movie.
Yeah.
Well, not really
Jesus
superhero.
Christ, they're the Von Struckers.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Mike, next one. 6.
Oh, Lord. I get nervous when we have these
Low numbers?
ones. Yeah. Oh, God. Okay. This could be good. This could be bad. It's another Amazon movie.
Okay.
What If?
Oh, hold on. I think I know this movie.
Describe it as a
Is
romantic
it a
comedy.
is it a Kevin Sorbo
Daniel
movie?
Radcliffe
Ooh.
is in it. And there's
Okay.
a trailer available right on Amazon.
Okay. Okay. I got this. Oh boy, that is a long ass trailer. We're not watching a 3.5 minute trailer. Screw that. So it's a 2013 movie. A medical student dropout, Daniel Radcliffe, tries to hide his attraction to his new friend Zoe Carzan, a bubbly artist who already has a boyfriend. Interesting. All right, let's see what we got.
Oh, Christ.
I just had sex. I'm about to eat nachos! It's the greatest moment of my life!
Now, what is this? Wait.
What? Oh, no, that's not
That
it.
says the F word. No, wait,
That's
wait.
the wrong one. What if official trailer number 1 says the F word, though? That's not right. Yeah, it's look. This is the movie.
Yeah, it's just the international trailer. Maybe it was called.
Maybe it was originally called the F word.
Okay, or maybe. Okay, go ahead.
All right, sorry.
Oh, did you guys meet? Wallace,
Hi.
this is my cousin Chantry.
Yeah, that looks right.
Thank you for
Yeah,
being so
okay.
gracious in victory.
I'm gonna give you my number. We should hang out.
Yeah.
My boyfriend will be worried about what happened to me. So, friends?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Friends. Is this always how you make friends? Like it's a business deal?
Yeah, actually, it's just my style.
Okay, it's quite unnerving, but it's good.
So, Wallace, we should talk about the complex issues of our time. Can men and women really be friends, or do you secretly want to bang Chantry?
She has a boyfriend.
I don't really know how the Ben, Wallace is here.
Hi, thanks for coming by. Are you trying to sleep with my girlfriend? Oh, no, God, I wouldn't. Don't worry, we're just talking guy. Okay. You can't interact with a woman without sex screwing it up, but I can because I'm a grown-up.
And it's so adorable that you really believe that.
Oh my God! Ben, are you okay?
I'm sorry! You look fine!
So, this Wallace guy, we're friends? I already called dibs on him. Dahlia, you barely know him. Can I help you? I would like to try on that dress. It's a size 2. I'm a 2. Wallace!
Yes.
I need you to come in here.
What?
I'm kind of stuck. Are your eyes closed?
Yes. So you okay?
I'm not sure. I've been offered a job in Taiwan. I'll be gone soon.
It's very easy to be cynical about love until you've had that instant connection. If you're lucky, it happens once in a lifetime.
Okay, that's really weird.
So
I
called it,
I think they changed the name.
or it's the international trailer, so it may have been called that overseas.
Yeah.
I am struggling right now
Why?
because that trailer
think
makes this look like a real movie.
Okay, we've done some real movies.
Okay.
I'm not. I mean, it's a rom. It's not. Is it a rom-com? I don't know if it. Would you classify that as a rom-com?
Danny, Harry Potter gets punched out. It's a rom-com.
Okay.
Check Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see what the score was.
Oh, it's not good.
That's all that matters.
It's not good. What did I say? It was 2004? Oh, 2014? Okay.
2014, it would be Daniel Radcliffe was.
Rotten Tomatoes, 73%. IMDb, 6.8 out of 10.
Well, 73% is actually, it might be certified good.
Well, let's see here. It's a PG-13, but that is definitely the movie, Mike. They must have had an international name for it.
Yeah, that's certified fresh.
Well, you want to pick another one? We pick another one. I'm not going to argue about picking another one.
Yeah, let's pick a different one.
All right.
I'm not sure what to say about that.
22, Mike. Oh, we could just make fun of Daniel Radcliffe all night, but, you know. All right, 22.
No, I'm looking.
Looks more like it. Killer
Oh.
Elite.
Fucking hell. This one might be a real movie, too.
No way.
British action star Jason Statham with Robert De Niro and Clive Owen.
This one's 26% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's not a real movie. Besides, it's Jason Statham before. Well, we just talked about it. Everybody has bad movies. Look at Keanu Reeves.
Okay.
So Danny Bryce, one of the world's deadliest special ops agents, returns from self-imposed exile after his mentor Hunter, played by Robert De Niro, is captured. Which means you'll see Robert De Niro for maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Danny reassembles his former team of skilled commandos to launch a rescue mission and also to infiltrate the highly feared military unit, the British Special Air Service. The mission will not be easy for Danny, and his team must cut their way through Spike, Clive Owen, and a team of assassins known as the Feathermen.
All right. You know what? It's British. That always makes for good entertainment.
Well, yeah, because you hate it. Not really sure what I just watched. There was no real thread to the story, which is strange when it's based on a true story.
Oh, based on a true story.
Was it really based on a true story? I don't know. Adapted from the Feathermen.
That's what we had last week. Last episode was
which is a book. Which is a novel, which was loosely... Yeah,
loosely adapted. Okay, that's okay.
I'm in. We got Dominic Purcell in this. We got Yvonne Strahovski in this. I'm in.
I think Dominic Purcell is probably why it's on the list, because I think I went through and just put Dominic Purcell movies on the list.
And we got Adewale Akinwumi Agbawi.
All right. Everybody loves those. Everybody loves him. So, all right. So, with that said, folks, you've been listening to PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. We want to remind everybody that that's very loud. We want to remind everybody to check out our social media channels, PTR Radio, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, as well as our website, ptrradio.com. We go live every 2 weeks normally. So the next time you will see us will be on the 8th, on July 8th. But if you might miss that show, or if you've missed shows in the past and you want to get caught up, subscribe to our podcast feed. You can do that by going to ptrradio.com. You can get, guess what, folks, like the last 10 years almost of episodes. All right? And that's not even our full catalog, but that's a lot of episodes. We've got a lot of episodes out there if you want to redo them all, and some people do. We get some people to download 400 episodes at a time. And I think, don't you have a life? But thank you for downloading. We appreciate it a lot. So don't forget, also, make sure you spread the word. If you like the show, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, tell the people that you really hate to make their ears bleed, and we'd appreciate it. So, just get the word out, because that's really how the show grows. And we've been doing really well lately, and we want to just keep on that growth. We do this for ourselves, but we also do it for you, and we want to grow the show and get more opportunities for you guys out there. With that all said, I don't have anything coming up anytime soon. Colin? No. Mike, anything?
Just since this is the last show before 4th of July, everyone please be careful, be safe, have a happy Independence Day, and don't mess with fireworks.
Well, and just be aware of pets. Also, when you're dealing with fireworks, don't be a dick. All right? Be conscious of everyone around you, and be safe. We don't want anybody coming back with less digits than they had on the 3rd. So, with that said, folks, this is PTR Radio. Stick a fork in us, because we are done. I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I'm Mike the 8-Man.
Later, folks.